Good morning, students. Hope you are all well and utilizing this lockdown period in a productive manner by being in touch with the studies. Students, my today's video relates to English book Snapshots for class 11. Today I am going to explain you the first chapter of Snapshots, that is The Summer of the Beautiful White Horse by William Saroyan. Let me brief you about William Saroyan, an Armenian American novelist and short story writer, born on 31 August 1908 and died on 18 May 1981. He was awarded Pulitzer Prize for Drama in 1940. In 1943, he won Academy Award for Best Story for film adaptation of his novel, The Human Comedy. Let's begin with the chapter. In the chapter, the story revolves around two poor Armenian boys, Murad and Aram. They are members of the Garaglanian family, and the hallmark of this tribe was trust and honesty. The story begins in a mood of nostalgia, means remembrance of the past, where Aram, the narrator, was then a boy of 9, and his cousin, Murad, a more adventurous but slightly crazy fellow, was 13. You will come to know about the craziness of Murad later on in this chapter. The narrator remembers clearly the day when Murad came to his house at 4 in the morning and woke him up by tapping on the window of his room. Aram jumped out of the bed, and when he looked out the window, he couldn't believe his eyes, because his cousin Murad was sitting on a beautiful white horse. Murad asked him to be quick if he wanted to ride. The narrator had a longing to ride, means he had a deep and intense desire to ride the horse. But his whole Garaglanian family was poor, though it was well known for its trust and honesty. The narrator knew that his cousin Murad couldn't have bought the horse, and if he couldn't have bought it, he must have stolen it. It means the narrator or Aram suspected Murad of stealing the horse because he couldn't have bought that horse. The narrator refused to believe he had stolen it because no member of the Garaglanian family could be a thief. Means though Aram suspected Murad to be a thief, but as the hallmark of their tribe was trust and honesty, he couldn't believe that. The narrator, Aram, asked Murad where he had stolen that horse. Murad did not reply, but asked him to leap out the window if he wanted to ride. He knew that Murad was crazy regarding horses. Stealing a horse for a ride was not the same thing as stealing money or stealing a horse and selling it. It means stealing a horse for a ride was not considered by them as stealing. They used to think that if they steal money or if they sell the stolen horse in the market to gain profit, that is stealing. And I think this is one of the crazy things in them. The narrator leaped into his clothes. He jumped down to the yard from the window and leaped up onto the horse behind his cousin Murad. From their house in Walnut Avenue, they reached Olive Avenue in less than 3 minutes. The horse began to trot as the air was fresh and lovely to breathe. Murad was considered one of the craziest members of the family. He began to sing, or rather, roar. It means he was shouting, but he considered his shouting as singing. They reached the open country, or the village area, and let the horse run as long as it felt like running. At last Murad asked Aram to get down, as he wanted to ride alone. Aram asked him if he would let him ride alone. Murad replied that it was up to the horse, means if the horse will allow you to ride on its back, then only you can have the ride. The narrator got down, and his cousin Murad kicked his heels into the horse and shouted, "Wazir, run!" The horse stood on its hind legs, snorted, and ran forward at a fast speed. Murad raced the horse across a field of dry grass to an irrigation ditch. He crossed the ditch on the horse, and 5 minutes later he returned. He was dripping wet, and you can well imagine why he was dripping wet. The sun was coming up. Now the narrator leaped to the back of the horse, but the horse did not move. At the suggestion of Murad, he kicked into the muscles of the horse. It reared, snorted, and began to run. The narrator did not know what to do because he did not know how to ride the horse. Instead of running across the field to the irrigation ditch, the horse ran down to the road to the vineyard of Dikran Halebian and leaped over 7 vines before Aram fell. It means the horse destroyed the vines of the Dikran Halebian's vineyard. And then Aram also fell down from the horse. Murad came running down, and surprisingly, he was not at all worried about Aram, but he was more worried about the horse. Then both of them searched the horse in different directions. It took Murad half an hour to find the horse and bring him back. Murad hid the horse in a deserted vineyard belonging to farmer Fet Vizian. And there were some oats and dry alfalfa in the barn. Barn means the room or the storehouse to store grains. It occurred to narrator that Murad had been taking early rides for some time and had come to him that morning only. He inquired, "How long ago did you steal the horse?" Murad did not like the question. The narrator rephrased it. "How long did you begin riding every morning?" It means the narrator suspected that Murad had been riding the horse earlier also, but today only he had come to him to offer for ride. So Murad replied, "Not until this morning." He was obviously not speaking the truth, but he convinced Aram by saying so. Murad then told Aram that it wasn't easy to get the horse to behave so nicely. At first, it wanted to run wild, but since he had a way with the horse, he developed an understanding with the horse. The narrator reached home and ate a hearty breakfast. So, again, a new crazy thing about Murad. He said that he had a way with the horse. That afternoon, his uncle Khusro came to their house for coffee and cigarettes. Uncle Khusro, new character in the story, and he was also the craziest member of the family. Though Uncle Khusro had no blood relation with Murad, but due to craziness, he was considered the real uncle of Murad. So he had come to the parlor for coffee and cigarettes. While he was sipping coffee and smoking in the parlor, another visitor arrived. The latter was a farmer named John Byro. He was an Assyrian who, out of loneliness, had learned to speak Armenian. Means John Byro was an Assyrian. He belonged to Assyria and he lived in Armenia, but he was feeling lonely as he was in Armenia and he did not know the language, so he learned how to speak Armenian. He was also served the coffee and tobacco. Sighing sadly, he said that his white horse, which had been stolen last month, was still gone. And now came out the craziness of Uncle Khusro. He said, "It's no harm, pay no attention to it." And he scolded John Byro for just a small loss. He was crying. Farmer John Byro was a large man with a gentle heart, and he had to walk 10 miles to reach there, and his left leg pained him. And the horse had cost him $60, and his surrey was no good without a horse. Surrey means pony or horse-driven cart. As soon as the farmer went away, Aram ran over to his cousin Murad's house and told him everything. He asked Murad not to return it till he learned to ride. Now, Aram also got a liking with the horse, and he requested Murad, "Please don't return the horse till I learn to ride." He suggested that we can keep the horse for a year or at least 6 months. Murad thought he was inviting a Garablanian family to steal. See, again the craziness gets reflected over here. Means though Murad had stolen the horse, but when Aram asked him that can we keep the horse for a long time, Murad got angry and he said that, "Do you want to say that I should steal? No, I belong to a Garablanian tribe whose hallmark is trust and honesty." So Murad decided to return the horse to its true owner. Early every morning for 2 weeks, Murad and Aram took the horse out of the barn of the deserted vineyard where they were hiding it and rode it. Every morning the horse would leap over grapevines and small trees and throw Aram and run away. Still Aram hoped to learn to ride as Murad rode. So daily Aram and Murad used to ride the horse, and every day Aram fell down from the horse, but he hoped that one day he will learn how to ride. One morning on the way to Fetwajian's deserted vineyard, they came across farmer John Byro, who was on his way to town. Murad greeted him, and the farmer studied the horse eagerly and wished them good morning back. He asked the name of their horse. Murad replied that they called it My Heart. John Byro called it a lovely name for a lovely horse. He was certain that it was the horse which had been stolen from him many weeks ago. He asked if he might look into the horse's mouth. So now John Byro suspected that it was his horse, and he requested Aram and Murad that if he can look into the mouth of the horse. Murad permitted. On examining the teeth of the horse, the farmer was ready to swear that it was his own horse. But since the fame of their family, or you can say the family of Murad and Aram, was known for trusted honesty, he would not call it the stolen horse. Still, he called it the twin of his horse. Early the next morning, the boys took the horse to John Byro's vineyard and put it in the barn. Murad put his arms around the horse, pressed his nose into the horse's nose, patted it, and then they went away. That afternoon, John Byro came to their house in his surrey and showed the narrator's mother the horse that had been stolen and returned. He was surprised to find the horse stronger than ever and better tempered too. Means the horse was behaving more nicely as it used to do earlier. He thanked God. Uncle Khushro, who was in the parlor, became irritated and shouted at him to be quiet. He observed that his horse had been returned and repeated his pet phrase, "It's no harm, pay no attention to it." It means when the John Byro informed at the parlor to Uncle Khushro that he has got back his horse. So the same phrase was repeated by Uncle Khushro, "Pay no attention to it, it's no harm." Let me tell you about one more incident about Uncle Khushro. Once he was sitting somewhere and his son came to him informing that their house has got fire. So instead of reacting in a normal manner, he reacted in a weird manner and said, "It's no harm, pay no attention to it." So these two characters, Khusro and Murad, I think are the funny characters in this chapter. So that's all from this chapter. Thank you, children. For any queries, you can contact me.